me that most of us, myself included, are one step away from standing in the one who has overcome the world. And when we stand in him, nothing can hinder us. Anything can batter up against us, and it won't knock us down because we're standing in the one who already overcame the world. So what can harm us? What can hurt us? Nothing. Only in him do us down and outs become daughters. In 1 John 5:4, everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world. And this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. The only way we get to step into that victory is when we have faith. And what does the faith look like? It looks like completely deciding not to trust yourself anymore and completely setting your whole weight in Jesus. That's what faith looks like. Faith was not in her actions, for she wasn't even proud of her actions. She wasn't proud that she was reaching out to Jesus. And sometimes it feels so undignified because we want a sophisticated answer. We want something that looks nice and fancy. But it looks so undignified to just say, I don't have an answer. All I know is Jesus. All I know is I can trust him right now. All I know is he is real and he's with me right now. And that's all I know. And it seems like lately, those Sunday school answers that we've always heard as kids are the very same things we just need to return back to. That Jesus is real and that he has come for us. So all these people were waiting for Jesus to perform a miracle. Perhaps, maybe even they thought, we're going to go see Jesus and see if he performs something. And if he does this and this and this for someone else, then maybe I'll trust him. So they're thinking that, if we could see enough of this guy perform, then maybe we can have faith in him too. I'll see what he'll do for them. Before I bring my problems to him. Perhaps they still had some part of their leaning on their own understanding, but they weren't desperate enough for him yet. And I think sometimes it's so easy to be like that, to just go through the motions but not really need him, especially here in America. Except for, I think right now we're learning that we can't do that anymore. The whole world is watching us right now. They're watching, will they press into Jesus and prove that he is real? Is he going to perform something in them? Are we going to actually see the real Jesus? Are we finally going to get to see who Christians say that they are stand up? Or are we going to press them in our mold and watch who they said they were become just like us in the world? And I really think that's what's happening right now in the spiritual sense. And that is what I'm seeing happen right now. There are very few standing up and saying, I'm just trust him, instead of trying to win arguments and win races with men instead of running with God. It's the same thing we do with our kids. When we set boundaries, immediately what happens is they start testing the boundaries. And they press right up against them. The whole world is testing us right now. The enemy's throwing everything he has at us right now and saying, do you really believe him? Are you really who he says you are? If not, you've always been mine. You're going to make a complete fool out of you. We don't know what's inside something till it starts shaking. And a lot of us are seeing the truth of what's inside of us. And it's pretty sobering. We are being molded, and Jesus is watching. And in essence asking, which do you choose to be molded, to me or to the world? She saw him, and she was desperate for him, and she risked all to get to him. And that's what we're headed towards. Are we willing to risk all to get to him? Because truly, none of us really know what's going to be required of us here very shortly. And to be honest, it scares me, but I know he's faithful. They were pressing in on him. They had hopes of seeing him, but they were not willing to press themselves out. They were in close proximity, but they weren't willing to let him get inside of them, to be molded by him, and to truly become his. How many of us in the church have been like that and are like that? And so she pressed into him. How do we know? Because his power came out. And that's exciting, y'all. When we begin to truly press into Jesus, what are we going to see? It may be through some scary circumstances, but we're going to see his power press into us and come out of us. And that is truly exciting to me. And a lot of us haven't really seen that yet. Maybe in small ways, but not in big ways. And just think what it's going to look like when the whole bride of Christ begins to truly press into Jesus and his power comes out of us. That is, we can look at what the world's doing and be terrified, or we can look at what he's trying to do and be completely magnified. Because it's awesome to think that. She pressed in her sickness, her desperation, her inability, all the hope she had for her life, her complete, utter helplessness. And what did she get? She got Jesus pressing into her. And all that entails. The healing and the chance to be redeemed and restored and for him to be glorified in her body. They had expectation, but not faith. We do the same. We're so afraid to really trust Jesus sometimes. But what if we choose to not be that anymore, because we really do believe that he that is in us is greater than he that is in the world, including ourselves. Because to be honest, we all have the issue of blood. We all are like her. We're just like her. We have sin running through our blood, and then we have no hope of healing. But what if we could all see it, and we could just come to him, and not just as one big mess, but as one big solution to the mess? Because the one that took our mess is real inside of us and is tangible inside of us and wants to be magnified through us. Are we willing to act like that in this world? What would our lives look like each day if instead of pressing our expectations onto him, we began to press into him with faith? And there's a difference, and I'm discovering it. It's really big because I'm beginning to see, oh my gosh, Jesus, so much in my life, I thought this was faith, but this is what real faith is, and I have not had it, and it's very humbling. Because I have not seen him press out of me as much as I know he wants to. But we're all called his daughter, and he's pronounced over us, your faith has made you well. You can go in peace. And how different would our lives be if we really could go in peace? What could the world be seeing when they look at us and they say, that person has peace, and I don't? I need to talk to that person. The world is so hungry for it now. And if we think about what the world needs right now more than anything, it's peace. And so we can't be like the world, and when God wants to give us his peace to the world, we have to be like Jesus and be his ambassadors of peace in the midst of this world. Because this is the darkness. This is our time to shine. And he knows we may not, a lot of us just have never fully discovered what's truly inside of us. Jesus in us, the hope of glory, our sanctification. He gets to shine brightly through us right now. And this is the time. This is the preparation for the wedding. We forget so easily how to get to love, but we don't have to worry about it, because the minute we just step out of who we are, love already is there waiting for us. He's already here. He's here. This is the gospel. This is the good news. We don't have to get to him. He's already came for us, and he's right here with us. And we just need to remember how to receive it. We have today and every day the chance to be in love. Not to be in love with Jesus, but to literally be standing tangibly in love, to be moving in love, to be walking in love, to have our complete being in love. And what a gift that is, especially the gift that we get to give to the world, the presence of Christ, love himself. Not because we've done anything to deserve it, but because love came for us, and he came for each one of us. I have a song that I wanted to play for you guys just to close out. And so I'm going to let that be. I'm going to pray and then we'll listen to the song. But for those watching on the video, I'll send you the link because I'm going to have to use my phone to play the song. So, Jesus, we just thank you for this time in your word. We thank you for this opportunity to remember how real your word is, Lord, and how tangible it is, Lord. And we thank you that we have the issue of blood, but you came for us. And you just are saying, can you press into me? I know it's hard, but I'm here and I'm real and I'm for you. And I'm waiting for you to just exit you and enter me. And Father God, I just pray, even though I'm asking this prayer, Lord, I know it's so hard. Sometimes there's moments when we're alone and we're in the midst of the chaos and we're in the midst of it, Lord. I pray that you'll remember us in those moments and you'll help us remember how simple it is to just lay it aside and just come into who you are, Lord. This is a time where we need faith, Lord. I pray that you would just anoint us with faith from you, greater faith, greater sight, greater awareness to hear you, to move in you, to breathe in you, and have our full being in you, Lord. And I pray that we will be an honor to you, that when you look down from heaven, you will see us shining so brightly for you in this world. It's in your precious holy name